All right, welcome back to the homestead. So today we're going to be talking about filling our garden beds, and we're going to be showing it to you in a bit of a backwards fashion. So we're starting here with actually leveling out our third garden bed. The other ones were all done the same way. We just didn't film them, honestly. So basically, we started by putting the bed roughly where we wanted it, and then putting in some crushed stone around the edges and on the inside to help us level it, like you see Nate doing there. And from there, we get the levels and the tape measures out, and we start measuring the location of the beds in comparison to the other ones. So as you can see, these are kind of stepped back from each other, and they do go uphill. So each one steps back from the other one about 3 feet, and then if you go up the hill, these are separated by 3 feet each. So that is what we're doing here, and we go through and we do this for a long time, and then we realize that it's just not panning out, and the back upper hill corner is too high, and we need to move it over and dig it out some. So then we do that, and then we basically come back and do this entire process all over again from the beginning. And finally, it is time to put in our first layer of our garden bed, which we take the crushed stone and we put in, I would say about 4 to 6 inches of crushed stone in the bottom of each bed. And that was just to help with some drainage once we put the other fillers into the bed, which is the next step we're going to talk to you about. And we did completely differently in every bed. Hence the reason this is an experiment. So we will now go back to bed 1. We have filled this 24-inch bed with, I don't know, this much sticks. Wow. Okay. This much sticks. Yep. That was really helpful. So that many sticks is actually what was in there. And that was actually small logs and sticks. These ranged in age from probably a year to just recently cut and still would be considered green. So this is the second bed. Nate has beautifully actually packed this with, you said this is pretty much all dead? So definitely all dead. This is all dead and has been out in the weather for years already. So it should compost and break down. Just to give you an idea of like this is like it's very dead already. So I think kind of like our shipper. Yeah. So I'm excited about this. All right, so this is our third bed, and this one we're filling even differently. So this one, Nate had these 12-inch old birch logs that we've had for 3 or 4 years now. So these have already started seriously decomposing. We're gonna fill the bottom of the bed with these, and in a few years they will just slowly break down to be amazing. And I don't know, who knows, maybe I'll find this will be the best out of all of them. We will see. So this is going to get covered the same as the other ones. We're going to do our mixture of wood chips, loam, and then our amazing compost that we got from the farm. And before we get too far into this, I think we need to go back and check in on that dead wood chipper that was mentioned back in bed 2.
Yeah, that was interesting.
The chipper dilemma?
Yes. Shut it off to refuel it, and now. Too hot. I fail to see why it should be dead. It should not be dead. I'm not dead yet.
But it is. I have zero
Always
offerings.
look on the bright side of life.
That's you. That's your motto, Nate. You're one bright.
Upbeat and chipper dude.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm,
I
mm.
mean, I think everyone who knows you would say that.
That is absolutely untrue.
That is not true. That's true that that's not true. So this top is where they come out. I haven't seen it run yet.
No, it blows into the bag over here.
So what is this?
That's for very small sticks, short sticks, and leaves and twigs. Well, twigs are sticks, technically, so...
So I guess I'm a little bit confused then, because I thought that's what...
No, this is for the sticks, for like 2-inch and under sticks, which, by the way, you can't chuck this tiny stick in here. It won't go around the corner, it won't work. You have to feed it into here. This is a very homeowner chipper. Small. And it hurts to run, but anyways. I'm thinking maybe some gloves to reduce the amount of harsh vibration.
Well, I mean, a lot of people do wear gloves, Nate.
You know what they can't say about that?
No, we actually don't know what you can't say about that, and we are not going to ask. We are, however, going to move on to putting the loam in the garden beds. So all of the garden beds got loam at this point. Once their sticks, logs, trees, branches, whatever it was that we put in the bottom, they all got a layer of loam afterwards. And once that was all flattened out as much as possible, we tried multiple different things to get the loam to sink down in, one of which was using a sawzall without the sawzall blade in it and trying to vibrate the soil down. However, the soil was much too dense for that, and that didn't actually do a thing at all. So we just resorted back to the watering method, where we water until it looks good. Pretty much that's it. And the next step of the process is moving on to the loam and wood chip combination, which we did do a little bit differently on each bed, but this is how we started out with it, at least. Logs in the bottom, loam on top, a scoop of dead chipped brush. That hat is like a 10-gallon hat on you, by the way. And we have our magical... Oh yeah. Let's see. Let's just... Yeah.
She's touching cow poo.
No, it smells like dirt. This is the magical part of it.
Cow poo.
See? Dirt. I have no idea if this is going to work. Dirt. So good. So good. So this just came from a local farm, and I don't know if you can see me, but hopefully you can. It is amazing. It's composted cow manure from a dairy farm, organic, smells like dirt, and is going to be the magical gold for our plants. Once I stopped oogling over our magical dirt poop, we actually were able to mix it in with the shavings as best that we could. And once we got that pretty well mixed up, we brought in the loam. We found a little newt.
So I've already rescued about 5 toads this year. I really should have kept track.
Well, we do have the whole...
What would it, you know, like World War II fighter planes had the kills on the side?
Yes.
How would I put saves on the side? Like toads saved 87.
You would just make it up.
I would. I should have done that.
You should have. You can start now. It's never too late.
Corn snake.
Look at the little newt.
Several
Ooh, a
salamanders
corn snake?
and hundreds of toads. I feel like you should go back up in the woods.
Well, I thought this would be woody. No. You put them in the stone wall. I feel like you always find newts under the stone wall.
Sure.
Pay very close attention to what Nate says in this next clip, and you will see why I am often standing around with my hands on my hips.
When I throw that in with a shovel over in the corner.
What?
That. You're making a mess. Stop.
Okay.
I'm blowing up, dog.
Yeah. Okay, so if I'm not allowed to touch it, then I want you to spread it throughout.
Yes, I know. Stop yelling.
So that was a very typical snippet of how we work together, always. And I'm glad that I got to show everybody why it is that I often stand around not doing anything, because frequently the way I do it is just not okay. So we continue on doing the beds in pretty much the same way for each one. This second bed, we didn't mix in as much loam into it because I don't really remember why, but we didn't. I think I was feeling like I wanted more nutrients from the compost in there to be mixed in, and I wanted to make sure that there wasn't any weeds from the loam. So then in our third bed, you can see that there is actually no loam anywhere near here. So we kind of just went with what we had at this point. We already had things planted in the first couple of beds at this point. This third bed took a while. So at this point, we said, you know what, we're just going to dump in what we have for wood chips over the loam. And then we're just going to put all compost over the top of it and see what happens. So this, remember, is that third bed that has the big logs in the bottom. Also, the old trunks that I had said earlier in the video that maybe this would be my best bed. It also is actually very different than the other ones in terms of the soil that's on top. So far, it doesn't prove to be any better than the rest, but we will have an update later this summer to let us know that for sure. So those are the 3 beds that we are using this year. Hopefully it gave you some ideas if you ever want to do them yourself, of things to do, and we will keep you posted later this summer on things not to do, or things that worked well. But for now, that's it, and hope you join us next time. Thanks.
What's up, little loam walker?
Loam walker.
Similar to Skywalker, but without the sky.
Less sky, more loam. So here I am in front of the excavator that Nate just bought because it was a fantastic deal. Now we have this. So it's been sitting in your yard for 2 weeks. And initially, apparently what he was told when the first mechanic came over, which he didn't tell me about, which was very smart on his part, was that the fix was going to cost $20,000. Had he told me that. And so now we have this fantastic broken excavator that doesn't work, so that it can sit in our yard and we can not use it